Continue now at the top of Daf Yomi Gemara Meseches Yoma. This is Yoma Daf 14b. The Gemara here is talking about the shear, the minimum shear of mechatas that has to be in the kli. When you're purifying someone, it has to be enough that you can dip the roshe givolin v'yaza. You can dip the top of the hyssop branches and sprinkle. Rashi over here says sheyatvil roshe givolin v'yaza kolomer kadei sheyatvilin behen tvila sheyehei bo lahatas b'mana. The idea here is you have to have enough mechatas that you could dip in and have enough that you'll be able to sprinkle. That is the minimum shear of mechatas that you have in the kli. And the Gemara now continues. Abaya says, Afilu Tema Rabbi Akiva. You can even say our Mishnah follows the position of Rabbi Akiva. Now the issue in Rabbi Akiva was Rabbi Akiva held that if you sprinkle somebody with the mechatas, they become tamei if they were previously tar. And the problem is the Kohen Gadol in the Mishnah is doing avoda all days of separation, and he's being sprinkled by the mechatas. How can he do avoda if he's tamei? So the Gemara explains, Diavid avoda kula yoma. He'll do the avoda the entire day. Ulefanya madu aleh v'tavil. And then what he'll do is in the afternoon, after he's done with the avoda, then they sprinkle him with the mechatas, and he'll immediately immerse. V'yavid haref shemesh. Wait for the sun to go down, wait for nightfall, and then he'll be totally pure. So that way he can do the avoda and get sprinkled every day with the mechatas. And the Gemara continues at the Tudat, Umakdiris HaKetores, Umeiteves HaNeiros. He brings the Ketores, again the Kohen Gadol during the 7 days of the separation, and Meiteves HaNeiros, he cleans out the Neiros of the menorah. So the Gemara says, Alma Ketores Bereisha, V'hadar Neiros. You see from our Mishnah, first you do the Ketores, and then do the Neiros. Or a minute we have a contradiction. This is a Mishnah Meseches Talmud. Misha Zocha B'dishon Mizbeach HaPnimi. It says the Kohen who merits to do the Dishon Mizbeach HaPnimi. Umisha Zocha B'menorah, and the one who merits to do it the menorah. Umisha Zocha B'Ketoras, and the one who merits to do the Ketoras, meaning the Neiros come before the Ketoras. So the Gemara says, Amar Ravuna says, Man Tana Tamid, Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapehu. He says, you know who the author of the Mishnah in Talmud is? It's Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh, meaning that's a different Tana. Our Mishnah does not hold like Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh. So the Gemara says, what are you talking about? We've learned the exact opposite, meaning the Tana in Meseches Talmud is not Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh. How do we know that? It's not because we learned in a Mishnah in Talmud. Balo Lekaren Mizrachis Tzifonis. He comes to the northeast side, talking about the carbon Talmud. He comes to the northeast side of the Mizbeach Nos, and he sprinkles some blood. Mizrachet Tzfona at the northeast corner. Ma'aravis Jeromis. He comes to the southwest side of the Mizbeach Nos, and Ma'arava Jerom, and he sprinkles on the southwest corner of the Mizbeach. V'tani Alon, it was taught on that Mishnah, Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh Mishane, that Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh says you do it differently, B'tamid, when it comes to the carbon Tamid. Mizrachis Tzefonis Nosin Mizrachet Tzfona, in the northeast corner, so then you do sprinkle the northeast corner of the Mizbeach. However, Ma'aravis Jeromis, when he comes to the southwest corner of the Mizbeach, Nosin Ma'arava, first he sprinkles on the west, V'achakach Nosin Jeroma, and then he sprinkles on the south. So Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh has a different, he argues on the standard practice of the Mishnah in Meseches Talmud, and the point is it comes out that Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh is not the Stam Tana in Meseches Talmud. He's the one that argues every once in a while. So the Gemara reverses it. Elo Amar Rabbi Yochanan, rather Rabbi Yochanan says, Man Tana Seder Yuma, who's the author of the Mishnayos Stam in Meseches Yoma? Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh. That's Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh. In other words, the Mishnayos in Meseches Talmud do not follow Ish HaMetzapeh, and our Mishnah and our Mishnayos in Yuma follow Rabbi Shimon Ish HaMetzapeh. But the Gemara continues, V'rami Seder Yuma, Seder Yuma. We have a contradiction in the Mishnayos and Yuma themselves. T'tanan, because we learned in another Mishnah in Yuma, Payas Hasheni, in the second lottery they did for the Kohanim, Mishochet, Mizorek, they decided who's going to get to slaughter, who sprinkles the blood, Mimidashin Mizbeach HaPnimi, who cleans out the ashes from the inner Mizbeach, Umimidashin Es HaMenorah, who's going to clean out the menorah, Umimale Varm Lekevish, who's going to bring the limbs up the ramp, Payas Hashlishi, and then in the third lottery, Chadoshim Ketores Bova Fisu. Those who are new in terms of doing the Ketores, they would draw lots. But in any case, what do you see from this Mishnah? In this Mishnah, it seems the menorah comes before the Ketores. And in our Mishnah, it seems the Ketores comes first. So we have a contradiction right here in Meseches Yoma. And the Gemara answers, Amar Abaya says, Lokash, it's not difficult. Kan ba'atova shtei neiros, kan ba'atovas chomesh neiros. In one case, we're talking about the preparation of 2 of the neiros of the menorah, and in the other case, we're talking about the preparation of 5 of the candles of the menorah. And Rashi over here explains, Kan ba'atava shtei neros lekamun beperek shlishi amrinon shemavsik ba'atavas haneros. So later on, we're going to say that they actually had an interruption in terms of the cleaning out of the neros. Mishahetiv chomish posek. First they would do 5, and then they would take a break. Umamtin at shenasa avoda acheres bein time. They would do some other avoda in the middle of cleaning out the menorah. V'chozru meitiv shtayim, and then they would do the remaining 2 candles of the menorah. Upligi abashol v'rabbanan. There's actually machlokas abashol and the rabbanan about this. Ikol aman domer b'ketoras mafsik. One holds that they interrupted doing the ketoras. Mafsik luhu, that's what they did as an interruption. The other opinion says no, the interruption was they shechted and they sprinkled the blood of the Korban Pesach. We'll come to Mefarish time Daf Sukkah later on. We're going to explain the reason why they had this interruption. Now our Tana in Meseches Yoma holds that they interrupted the Hatavas Chamish Neiros and the Hatavas Shtei Neiros with the Ketoras. Therefore, the Mishnah which says the Ketoras came first, Hatavas Shtei Neiros Kamar. That means to say the Ketoras came before the Hatava of the remaining Shtei Neiros. The one that says the Hatavas Haneros came first, Hatavas Chomish Rishonos Kamar, is talking about the Hatava of the 5 first Neros of the menorah. So that would answer the contradiction in Meseches Yoma, because there was actually an interruption of the Hatava with the Ketoras. So the Gemara asks, "L'meimer de Viktoras mafsiklu." Do you mean to say that the Ketoras was what interrupted the Hatava of the Neros? Va'abaya misader ma'rocha mishmei the Gemara. But didn't Abaya say the order of how things were done in the Beis Hamikdash in the name of the Gemara? We'll see that in Rashi. B'dam hatamid mafsiklu. And Abaya said the interruption was with the dam hatamid. Like we said, there was another opinion, and the Gemara answers exactly that. There's 2 opinions. Amri lo kasha. They say it's not difficult. Hahila b'shol holer rabbanan. One opinion belongs to Avashol, and the others are Rabbanan. So machlokas tanoim. The Tanyas we learned in a brayso lo yetiv esaneros v'achagach yaktir ela yaktir v'achagach yetiv. The Tanakama says don't do the candles and then do the ketoras. You should do the ketoras then the candles. And Abashol says meitiv v'achagach maktir. First you do the candles and then you do the ketoras. And again Rashi over here explains first v'abayi lekamon beperek shlishi misader begirsi de seder marach avodas kol yom v'yom. Abaya stated the order of the avoda each and every day. Mishmei the Gemara, meaning Davar Mekulam Mikol Bnei Yeshiva Shekivlu Miraboseim. This was in the name of all of the Bnei Yeshiva. They received this tradition from their Rabbeim. Lo Yetiv Shivason V'Yachgach Yaktir. Tanakama says, don't do all 7 and then Ketoras. Ela Yaktir B'Yemtza. You got to do the Ketoras in the middle. V'Yachgach Yigmor Hatava Shtayim. Like we said before, then you finish the last 2 Neros. V'Alekol Lememar Yaktir Tchila V'Yachgach Yaschil Lehetiv. Now don't say the Rabbanon mean to say first the Ketoras and then the Menorah. Because we know there's definitely some kind of interruption. We have a certain order in the Psukim, we'll see that later. Now you can't do the Ketoras until you do the sprinkling of the Dam HaTamid. If you're going to say that the Ketoras comes before the Hatavas Neros, there's no interruption. So it has to be that the Tanakama means, again, you interrupt the Hatavas Neros with the Ketoras. Abashol Omer Meitiv Es Kulam. Abashol says you do all of the Neros Kodem LaHaketoras before the Ketoras. V'Hafsaka B'Dam HaTamid. According to Abashol, the interruption when it comes to the Hatavas HaNeros is with the Dam HaTamid. It's not interrupted with the Ketoras. So you see again, there's a Machlokas Tanoim, and that explains this dispute over here. The Gemara now says, my time with Abashol. What's the reason of Abashol? He says, Meitiv V'Yachakach Maktir. Tichsiv, like the Pasuk says, Baboker Behetivo Es HaNeros. V'hodar yakti rena. First it says heitivo es haneros, then it says yakti rena. V'rabbanan, and the Rabbanan respond, Ma'ai kamer achmana. What is the Torah saying over there? And we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Tesvav Amud Aleph.